I'm charging my e-bike. And you might wonder, well, okay, so what? Well, I'm actually charging it with a different charger this time. I wanted to try to charge it eventually at an EV station and see how that works. I've been researching it, and I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But I just received this other charger, and it had to be a specific charger to accept up to 240 volts. And it does. It's a regular house charger up to 240 volts. Now, I haven't charged it on anything other than the house current right now, and that's what I'm doing right now. This is phase 1 test, and it's working like it should, like I expected it to. So let's get a closer look. And here it is plugged in. It's charging. Plug it back in there. So I looked for the same specs. So the requirements was a 54.6 volt DC output, and the other one has 2.8 amps. This is a 3 amp, and it's the only one I could find so far that actually goes up to 240 volts. 50 and 60 hertz, that's good, because the 60 hertz is the normal cycle for house current. Actually 120 is the house current, AC volts. So this spec on the input voltage looks great, and it's working like it should. Now this one doesn't have a ground. I'm a little disappointed in that, but it's working fine. So anyways, it's working good as a regular charger for house current. And you might say, well, so what? So my next phase is going to be to adapt it to an EV charger. Now, I looked up the regulations in the state law, and I'm in West Virginia, and I also use it in Maryland, and a bicycle is considered a vehicle in both of those states. Yes, it has bicycle laws, but it's also considered a vehicle. You have to obey all the everything you would have to do with a regular vehicle, motor vehicle. So I'm not concerned that anyone would say, wait a minute, that's a bike. Yeah, but it's a vehicle. It's an electric vehicle. So an e-bike is an electric vehicle. This is the J1772 adapter I bought. It converts it from J1772, like the EV charger stations at a level 2, down to a NEMA, NEMA, VAT 5-20. They also have a 5-15, but this is not a 120 output, though. This is 240, so you got to be very careful. You can't use a regular 120 device on here. It's got to be rated up to 240, 250 volts AC. So anyways, that's what I've done. I purchased this adapter, or this charger, and it does go up to 240 volts. So now my next question is, when I plug this in, is it going to burn it up? 240 volts, that's, well, EV stations. A level 2, it uses 2 hot wires coming out and a ground wire. So that uses no neutral. So you can't adapt this to a 120 device. So I've researched it some more, and I've seen some people actually use this adapter, and they say it works. And they actually showed on a YouTube video, a couple of them that I've seen work. So I don't know why it wouldn't work. So anyways, my only concern was going to be, will this 240 volts work on a 2-phase with no neutral power station, the J1772 on that input when I plug it in? So that's going to be the next question. But I'll continue to use house current whenever I can find an outlet on the go. The bottom line is I want to be able to see if the EV stations will be a backup as the last resort. And I do feel it's going to work. I don't know why it wouldn't, because I've already seen people use it. And as long as the charger was rated for 240 volts, and this one is, my other charger was not. You have to verify the input to make sure that it accepts up to 240 volts. Ideally 100 to 240. That way it could be used at both the house current outlet and theoretically under the J1772 plug. But the most important thing is this device, the charger, has to be rated for 240 volts because this output is going to be 240 volts. You can look at this and think it's 120, but it's not. This will be specifically for charging an e-bike, my e-bike, with 240 volt output from a J1772. And it's got a stop button, so I can cut the power if I need to. It'll also let me know what voltage is going into this. Okay, stay tuned.